Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is a stock market preview for Wednesday, December 18th. We're going to take a look at the markets like we usually do and then hit the top two percentage gainers today and the top two percentage losers today of the 38 stocks I follow. So we're going to get into that real quick here. But first of all, let's look at the Dow Industrials. The Dow has... well, we had the big move yesterday, and then basically did not much of anything today. Down 9 today, and basically looks like a little doji. Now, let me tell you what I think is happening here. I actually thought this was going to go a little bit lower and then bounce back up like this and then come down. Okay, but now, because in here there were 5 waves, and now we're getting this kind of a move like this. So let me get rid of that if I can remember where to get. There we go. Okay, so this is like move 1, and there were 5 minor moves in here, which is what makes me think that we have a 5-wave move coming. This could simply be an A, B, C, and what we call flat, and then we get a third move, and then we get sideways move, and then we come down. So that is one scenario. The other scenario that we could have here is that this simply could be an A, B, C, and then this thing breaks up through this trend line and moves up. Okay, so we're just going to have to watch to see how this plays out. Right now, we've got the 10 down below the 20-day. We're still all above the 50, and the 50 is still kind of slightly trending upwards. So, and it's above the 200. So we're still in somewhat long-term bullish mode, although we're, because of the, let me get rid of that. Let me go back to here. Because of the divergences and things like that we're seeing, we're kind of thinking, okay, we got some, this popped up negative selling in here. This doesn't look too good. Let me get rid of that, move that down. Okay, so this is kind of we're kind of in that wait and see mode again, but we've had this pullback with the 10 below the 20. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Here's where the stronger divergences were showing up, and very similar to the Dow in terms of the move coming down. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Let's see, the NASDAQ again, it hasn't really pushed too much below this point here. Last 2 days popped up, okay, Monday, Tuesday. And really the 10 still right at the 20 almost really is where it's sitting. Still got that divergence that we're looking at that kind of makes it look weak. The New York Composite, this is kind of interesting. Again, we got the trend line down like we have on the Dow. We popped back up a little bit, but we're right at the 50. We closed below the 50 again today. We're below this dotted trend line here. It's kind of a support. And I talked about this, I think, on the weekend, where I said, well, it's possible that we got a shoulder and a head and a shoulder, and then we've got this neckline, okay, and then you break this, come down like that. Now we'll see whether that sometimes these head and shoulders don't play out the way you think, and we've still got this rising wedge that is a scenario that typically you're coming down to the bottom here, okay. So that's kind of what the expectation is on the termination of a rising wedge. Okay, let me get rid of this so I can control my screen. Let's go back. We did the New York Composite. The VIX continues to push up just like I expected it to, okay, because we're not as high as even the 2 smallest rallies that we've had. So this, again, continues to give me an indication that we might have a little more selling coming. Short-term trading index is really not telling me anything new. It's starting the 10 days starting to push back up this way, but nothing new on a signal as far as I can tell. The high-low net, we had 15 more stocks hit their new lows, then hit new highs today. So minus 15 today. We're still getting this zigzag downward push. very similar to what we had back in the May-June, zigzag down. So we'll have to just watch to see if there's any kind of indication that we get on that. So far, we're not getting any. Okay, let's talk about, I think the two big movers to the upside today was SoFun, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, and Yelp. Now, SoFun, we have this divergence in here, okay, and because of the fact that we're in what looks like to me as a fifth wave of a fifth wave, okay, because we've had 4 major waves, and now we're in this fifth wave in here. So I hesitate to jump on anything that's at this point in time, because to me, we're just looking at borrowed time in here on SoFi. So, nice big move today, but again, this isn't anything that it may continue, but it's not something I personally would be interested in pursuing. It's in a beautiful uptrend, but we are getting some pretty good divergence coming in, and I think it's more than one. It's more than the RSI, I think. Well, no, it's not showing up on the DI plus. So, the DI plus pushed to a higher high in here, so that's you kind of getting a mixed signals on the divergence. But again, trying to count some waves just to kind of get a feel for where we are in the cycle of things. I think we're at the end of that run for a while. But okay, let's take a look at Yelp. And Yelp's kind of a similar deal to me. I mean, Yelp's had a heck of a run in here. We've had. Let me go ahead and take a look at all of this. Okay, this is the bottom down here, and I'm thinking that wave 1, 2, 3, a big wave 3 was expecting a correction 4, but because of the fact that I really look for a fourth correction to typically be 38% to 50% of the move. So when I look at it here, 38% is down here, and 50% of the move is down here to the 200-day moving average. And that's of this move, of this entire move. So the fact that we are, and we've had some divergence working in here, fact that this was a third wave, as best as I could tell, third intermediate wave. I was expecting a fourth correction, but I expecting it to be deeper. Okay, now we're right up against this trend line. This could be nothing more than the pop that you had right here and a pop here. That's what we could be seeing right here in Yelp. So again, and the other thing that would make me a little bit nervous is the fact that the 20 is below the 50, and they're both slightly starting to trend downwards. So this is a little bit of a counter trend move, which may or may not last. Let's look at the volume. And the volume was a little higher in the last 4 days, but hasn't hit the 50-day average. So it wasn't anything huge buying. The two losers today, Tesoro was down kind of big. Again, I had said buy this at 57.70. My stop now is this close below the 10. So if I get a close below this low at 56.88, I would exit. Okay, I am not in this, but that would be my exit on this trade. It potentially still setting up to break and almost do like a cup and a handle type thing to the upside, but if I got to close below the low today, I would be out. And the last one I want to take a look at is Chesapeake. And I did get in this Chesapeake. I did get in the morning in here, just slightly below 27. I got January calls, and of course, getting hurt here. And if I get a close below this low, 26.29, I will exit. So that's the scenario on that. So tomorrow we'll kind of look at some Chinese stocks, and we'll see what the Federal Reserve has in store for us in terms of the trading tomorrow. So thanks for stopping by. This has been Joe for Beyond the Charts, and have a great Wednesday.